There's a book called Mastering the Core Teachings of the Buddha by Daniel Ingram. And I remember in the book him saying something along the lines of, make sure that you wake up to a life that you want. Make sure you wake up to a life you actually want to live. So he's in the kind of Theravada Buddhism tradition, pragmatic Dharma and that. And there's the they have the model of like human development cut down to like three axes of development. So one is waking up, enlightenment. Another one is morality, and the other one is concentration. So most people, I think, most people, I think, are completely oblivious to this awakening axis. And I think a lot of people who are even into spirituality, thinking that they're progressing spiritually, awakening or whatever, is actually just developing on the morality axis. The morality axis is really just, how, like self-improvement, self-growth and whatnot. Trying to live a better life, a healthier life. I've talked about this in a few other videos before, but it's really up to you. It's like, it's your life. What do you want to do with it? But the way a thought came to me like a few minutes ago, like the way a good way of thinking about it is like awakening is kind of like realizing you're wearing like this VR headset and it's not real. Like, it's just pixels on a screen. And morality or this thing of make sure you wake up to a life you actually want to live. That's like, what game are you playing on the VR headset? What game are you playing, and how do you want your avatar to be? That you're, this. How do you want this avatar to be? What do you want to max out on this avatar, What do you want to develop in the game? What game do you want to play? What places in the game do you want to... what quests do you want to go on in the game? And I think awakening is just realizing that it's a game. It's actually kind of hard for me to talk about awakening at the moment, because I haven't been putting much thought into it or doing much contemplation or inquiry for a while, because I've just been I've been working on this morality axis, and I've just been kind of neglecting this awakening axis. I haven't been meditating, like, hardly at all, and just not much inquiry or contemplation. And if you're into awakening and whatnot, I think, like, ideally you want to try and balance these two things. Because it's definitely true that in the past, I've had these kind of non-dual experiences, or just kind of like fucking, just like spiritual experiences and realizations and whatnot. I've had these, but it's like when I've had these realizations, it's like what was I doing? I was just I was like just lying in bed in my parents' house, maybe eating some junk food, maybe smoking a bit of weed or drinking a bit of alcohol or whatever, feeling kind of too socially anxious and whatnot. And it's like these realizations I have were genuine, even when it was like not like substance induced, even if it was just like sober, I was having like these genuine realizations. But it's like, nevertheless, here I am, still living with my parents, like too scared to do things and neglecting physical health and this kind of stuff. So it's like, yeah, sure, you can probably be enlightened but still have a kind of shit life. I mean, it's like you look at Nisargadatta Maharaj. He was like smoking. People would like question him on that. But like, if you're so enlightened, why do you still smoke? It's like it's kind of two separate things. I mean, of course, like the whole awakening thing is like, what's related with that is like suffering and whatnot, and you have to go through a certain amount of suffering. Suffering is very linked with awakening, and when you go through suffering, usually you develop compassion as well. So there definitely is some like correlation with awakening and being compassionate, being healthy, treating yourself and others good. There's some correlation, but and they feed on each other. It's like, if you're more healthy mentally and physically, then you've got like more resources and like this lightness and relaxation that can be very useful for contemplating or inquiring or whatnot. So definitely they feed on each other, but I don't think that they're like, people think it's like, oh, enlightenment, yeah, you'll be this like loving energy and just be full of light. It's like, yeah. And another example is like Alan Watts. Like, he was pretty enlightened, but like he was a fucking alcoholic. So yeah. So at the moment, yeah, it's like just trying to improve my game, what do I want to upgrade? What upgrades do I want to make to this avatar, and what quests do I want to go on in this game? That's how I'm kind of have been thinking for a bit, because like you may know through my previous videos, it's like I've been going through some grief, and yeah, I've just got to kind of do a bit of personal growth, I think. So anyway, that's just kind of one thought I was having as I was walking to the shop, and I was like, you know what, I'll make a video about this. And yeah, I think you definitely can probably do both of these kinds of axes at the same time, have a balance. But I think there are also times when you have to kind of go in the extreme of one, forget the other. You know, where you'd like maybe meditating like hours and hours every day for like a few months or whatever, and then maybe it's like you just let that go, and then you do some personal growth for a few months or whatever. And I think it's just all about, tuning into what kind of life is calling forth within you, and like at the moment it's just not like inquiry and contemplation at the moment, but I sense it will be. Like, it's a very important part of my life. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you got some value out of this. Leave me a comment if you got any thoughts about anything, and yeah, see you next time.